Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or the abridging of the freedom of speech or of the press. That is our part of our nation's First Amendment, which Charlie Kirk championed and defended tirelessly.
Today, Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action paid tribute to their founder. Quote, "More than anyone, Charlie believed in the power of argument and good faith debate to find the truth and guide people toward, if not agreement, then at least mutual understanding." As Americans plan to pick up the mantle, across the globe, there's been a rising movement towards censorship. Joining us now, he covers it. He dedicates his life to speaking freely and covering those who try to stop us. Public News founder, Michael Shellenberger. Michael, I read the piece that you have written about Charlie, and I go back to the left-wing liberals, Democrats have, for a generation, talked about words are violence, but their words do indeed foment violence. And your piece is entitled, "The Left's Dehumanization of MAGA is Behind This Support for what we saw yesterday, in part, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, who was standing for his Christianity and our Constitution."
Hey, Dagan, it's good to be with you. Yeah, I mean, Charlie Kirk died doing what he loved and was obviously gifted at, which was engaging in debate, which is what our entire country was based on. The founders of our country didn't want to have a government if we didn't have free speech. And tragically, Charlie was killed for that. You know, long before his assassination, we saw polling numbers. In fact, polling numbers that Charlie Kirk himself had posted on X, showing that over half of people surveyed on the left said that the murder of Donald Trump could be partly justified. We obviously, you mentioned Europe, Brazil, around the world, we see the left demanding censorship. It was Charlie Kirk saying factual things about transgenderism and racial issues around crime and around the unhappiness of liberal women compared to conservative women. Those are the things that sent the left into outrage. That's why they wanted to censor him. And we obviously don't know yet who assassinated him, but it's not unreasonable to imagine that that shooter had some of those motivations. But either way, I think that the assassination and the demonization, the dehumanization of Charlie Kirk, and really President Trump and the whole MAGA movement, this effort to frame them as Nazis and fascists and far right, that clearly created an environment where we saw many people on the left justify or suggest that Charlie Kirk created the environment that resulted in his death.
Michael, thank you. This is Marcus. Thank you for the work that you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. I would imagine this has been a difficult day. How do we as a country move forward from something like this and protect even stronger in a more, edgy way? How do we protect that freedom, and how can you help us do that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that one obvious response to this is to do more of what Charlie Kirk died doing, which is these sort of open debates in universities, obviously, which with significantly better security for controversial speakers. I imagine a lot of people are very nervous and concerned after what happened. All the more reason to do that sort of free speech and debate, because college campuses, we've saw, the share of college students who say that violence may be necessary to cancel controversial speakers rose from 24% to 35% over the last 5 years. This is insane. This is a kind of moral sickness in the society where people, they're in a dream world where they imagine how things should be. And then when people challenge them and point out that reality isn't that way, they become violent. And that's been inculcated with ideology. So, look, I think it's not likely to happen, but the people that did this dehumanization need to take responsibility for it. I don't think that it's good enough to just express lament about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I think the media, the left, the universities in particular, need to own up to the fact that they participated in the very dehumanization that they, for decades, had been criticizing when done by people on the right. So I don't think that healing is going to be possible until there's some acknowledgement of really decade-long dehumanization of roughly half of the country.
It's like the stabber who just sliced you open telling you it's time to heal. Michael Shellenberger, I encourage people to follow you, read everything that you write, because what's happening in Europe in particular, and in Germany and France, the European Commission, and in Britain with censorship and censorship laws and preventing people from running for office, it is astonishing and it is frightening, and it is an existential threat to our foundational beliefs in this republic. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.